Hello, I am Austin Chambers, the executive producer and editor-in-chief of Man Cave Messages. Welcome to Personal Paranormal 2. Today I'm going to actually jump ahead several years. The last story took place in 1988-89. This one's going to take place in 1997, 98-ish. When I was a teenager, I was kind of wild. I got in a little bit of trouble. I was an angry kid. And I got locked up for quite a while. And one of the places I was locked up was called Frontier Correctional Services, FCS. It was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, downtown. And, it was maximum security, magnetically locked doors, things like that, four-man cells. When I first got there, I was the third kid to ever go in there. And so as the third kid, with only two other kids there, the staff members spent a lot of time talking to us at first until, it filled up. And one of the staff members, right before lockdown at night, told us that the building that we were in used to be a motel where a bunch of prostitutes were murdered on the upper floors. And once again, the mind does play tricks. But over the 2 odd years I was incarcerated there, I saw some pretty spooky things. The first time was I was in the second cell from the control booth. Then in the row of cells, there was just a magnetically locked door that just led to a stairwell. And when the doors were open, it'd make this loud, whoop noise. So one night, we're all, the 3 other guys are in my cell. It's about 5 months into my incarceration. We're all just BSing, and, the staff member that was on duty that night, they would do walk-bys. And a lot of times we'd run up and mess with them or talk to them or, whatever. And so one night we're all talking, and we see a figure walk past our cell window. So we all jump up and go and wait for him to walk back by, and just after a good 10, 15 minutes, he never came back. So we kind of, get to the edge of the window to look over to the control booth, and he's sitting right in there, like doing paperwork or whatever he's doing. It really creeps us out because there's no way out, for one, and at nighttime, at the beginning, there'd be only one staff member. So we kind of shook that off. A couple months later, they had moved me into the third cell over. And it was, winter time, a storm happened, power got just knocked out. And so we're all just sitting in the cell. And in these cells, the way that the cells were set up, they had to have a big security mirror in the corner so they could see around this little wall that was there. And I'm sitting on my bunk just BSing, and I look up at the mirror, and I see a little girl sitting in the middle of our cell. Look down, obviously, there's no little girl in her cell. Look back up, and I see her, and I'm getting freaked out. I tell one of my cellmates, look up in the mirror and tell me what you see. And he looked up, and he screamed, and he, ran back to where our little toilet sink combo was sitting. Everyone else started freaking out. I told them all, look up in the mirror. Tell me what you see. By the time everyone else looked up, it was gone. But one of my cellmates saw it also, and he described it back to me without me saying what I saw exactly. It was a little girl in a white, dress, long hair with ribbon up in her hair. And, the lights came on eventually, and everything was cool, but it just kind of stuck with me. About a year and a half into being incarcerated, I had gotten a job doing laundry. Now, the laundry room was downstairs. You had to be on a high level to get this job because all the buildings in downtown Cheyenne are connected by these tunnels. So if we'd wanted to, we could have escaped. And usually I would do laundry in the evening. So I'd go down there and just be me. Tunnels were kind of creepy, and from the laundry room you could see a doorway straight into, the main part of the tunnels. So it was really creepy. And it was about my eighth or ninth night doing laundry by myself down there, and I'm pulling clothes out of the washer, putting them into the big ass dryer, and I kind of heard a sound, and I sat up, and I out of the corner of my eye, I seen a lady in white standing in the doorway to the tunnels. Freaked me out. I looked and I didn't see nothing. But by that point I'm already freaked out, because I know I had heard something and then I had seen something. And, but it was out of the corner of my eye, so I thought maybe, maybe I was just imagining things. So I got the laundry out of the dryer, started going back up the stairs, and halfway up, I heard the same noise again. I don't know what it was. It was like a step or a slap on the wall or something. And I turned around. And right when I turned around, I caught the back end of a person walking into the laundry room. Someone with long hair, and they were wearing like a light red or a pink dress. Walk in there, and I freaked out. I ran up the stairs. And it was the longest 10 seconds of my life, pounding on the door, trying to get them to open it up. And I resigned the laundry position that day. But I had to go back into the tunnels again because we would go on outings on the higher levels. And all the camping gear, all the hiking gear, everything was down there. And so they would send us down there, and every time I'd go down there, there's not like a lot of light. And there's rooms off these tunnels, and it's, like I said, it's creepy. I went down there one time to get cold weather gear because we were going to go ice fishing. And I'm walking past one of these rooms, and like I said, it could be just my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe it wasn't. But I swear, I got this vision in my head of, a bunch of older men, like late 30s, early 40s, whatever. As a teenager, that's older. Playing poker. Not like, like in a casino poker, just like at a card table, playing poker, talking to each other. And it freaked me out. And so I ran to where the cool weather gear was, and I waited for another guy that was down there getting other stuff to catch up to me. And I was like, man, are you hearing anything? And right when I said that, we can hear like an older man cough, like, and both of us freaked out, ran back to the door, left what we were supposed to get behind, and both of us refused to ever go back down there. So basically the entire time I was locked up there, 2.5 years or so, it was creepy. The entire time I was there, it was creepy. No matter where you were in the building, you always got the feeling that someone was watching you. You always got the feeling that someone was right behind you. But there was one kind of positive experience I had there. Kind of positive. When I first got there, I was very rebellious. I didn't want to go to the program. I didn't want to, I didn't want to talk about my past. I didn't want nothing. I didn't, screw you. I'll do what I want. And I'd gotten in trouble a bunch of times, and they kept on bumping me back to the, the orientation level. And finally they had enough, and they threw me into solitary. And I was in solitary for about 3 months. And by solitary, I mean I was in a room, had a shower, had a toilet, had a bed, and I didn't see anyone. I didn't get to talk to anyone. They'd bring me my meals 3 times a day. They'd come and grab my laundry, and they'd bring me hygiene stuff. It's the only contact I had with people. They didn't let me out for groups. They didn't let me out for school. Nothing. I was just in this room 3 months. And it's most of my fault I was in there for so long because, every once in a while one of the counselors would come in and try to talk to me, and I'd basically, give them the bird and tell them where they could shut the program. After a while, it became more just me being stubborn than me really sticking to my guns or having any kind of, whatever. Towards the end of that 3 months, I think I was starting to go a little bit wacko. I was writing the list out, like tiny writing, just whole pages of lists. I was pacing back and forth day and night, and I started getting to a dark place. I started contemplating just ending it. Wait until it was nighttime, and wait until no one was in the control booth, which is right next to the solitary room, and just taking my sheets and hanging myself in the shower. And the night that I first came up with a concrete plan to do it, something kind of crazy happened. The only reason I was a rebellious teen, the only reason I was an angry teen, is my stepfather had died when I was 14. A pretty horrible death, you know. He 5 month battle with cancer, and I watched a man who was, a former bull rider, big, tall, strong man, go to, not being able to walk and, dying. And that kind of made me go crazy, made my mom go crazy. We were crazy together, and just, But he wore this cologne, and it was called Sportsman Cologne. And a little bit before he died, they stopped making his brand of it. But it was very distinctive. That night, while I'm laying in my bunk, just waiting for, all ready, no one to be able to come in and stop me, contemplating, I'm getting my sheets off the bed, off the Bob Barker mattress. I just got this wave of peaceful feeling hit me. And then right next to the door of the room, was a big window that went into the control room. And they had Venetian blinds, so I couldn't see, but there was a light. In this light, I saw the silhouette of a tall cowboy. And I got this whiff of Sportsman Cologne. And just automatically, the thoughts of killing myself left. They were gone. And I was ready to, do what I had to do to get out of that place, to move past the anger I felt, the anger I'd held on to. And about 5 months after that, I was free. I'm not saying that life was smooth after that. My life was perfect. I was fixed. But it was a turning point. And I don't think I would have gotten to that turning point if that incident hadn't happened. I'm not saying it was a ghost. I'm not saying he was an angel. I'm just saying that's what I experienced, what I saw, felt, and smelled. So that is Personal Paranormal 2. If you have any stories yourself, anything you'd like to share, any comments, questions, feel free to comment down below. Like, share, and I'll see you soon.